The venue lights were off. The parking lot was empty. My watch read 9:06 p.m. I had paid for the place in full. $5,000 up front, another $15,000 for catering, open bar, live music. I had even prepaid for the floral arrangements she insisted on. The manager told me the party had ended hours ago. I stood there in a pressed suit that suddenly felt too tight, holding a gift bag with a pen I had engraved with her initials. I called her. She answered on the third ring. Her voice was casual, like I had just interrupted a podcast. "Oh, the party ended 2 hours ago. I guess I didn't want you there." Silence. I didn't ask why. I didn't give her the satisfaction of hearing my voice break. I just hung up. Then my phone buzzed. An alert from her social media. I shouldn't have opened it, but I did. A photo. Her in her gown, holding champagne. Beside her stood a man I knew too well. Mark Rivers, her firm's senior partner, his arm around her waist like he owned her. The caption read, "Thank you, Mark, for sponsoring my education. Couldn't have done it without you." The comments were full of champagne glass and heart emojis. Something inside me cooled. Not broke, cooled. I met Emily 6 years ago. She was still in undergrad, waitressing nights. I was already well established. 2 tech startups sold, a quiet portfolio that printed money without me needing to lift a finger. When she talked about becoming a lawyer, I believed her. I paid her tuition every semester without hesitation. I didn't just support her, I built the platform she stood on. The first 2 years were good. She was grateful, affectionate. Then law school came and her world shifted. Late night studying, conferences out of town. I told myself I was paranoid. Looking back, the signs weren't subtle. That night, standing in the empty lot, I didn't drive home. I drove to my office. I sat in the dark, pulling up files on my laptop. I owned 90% of Rivers & Company. Technologies, Mark Rivers' pride and joy. He started it, but I bankrolled it. Without me, it would still be a pitch deck. When I bought in, I told him it was a silent partnership. I never meddled, until now. Over the next 2 days, I moved without a ripple. First, I cut every recurring payment linked to Emily. Her tuition balance, credit cards, car lease, even her phone bill, all tied to my accounts. Then I scheduled a board meeting for Rivers & Company. I had the controlling vote. One clause in our agreement allowed me to liquidate my stake without notice. I invoked it. 90% sold to his competitor. $157 million wired to my account before lunch. At 3:14 p.m., Mark Rivers' world began to cave in. His company's value cratered. I imagine he was too busy with Emily to notice the ground splitting beneath him. By 3:40, my phone was vibrating non-stop. 154 missed calls. Emily, Mark, mutual friends, even her mother. I didn't answer. The knock on my door came at 4:12. 3 slow, heavy thuds. I opened it to find Mark himself. No suit now, just a man in a crumpled shirt, tie hanging loose. His face was pale, his eyes bloodshot. "You sold it." He didn't ask. He stated it like he had already replayed the paperwork in his head 100 times. I stepped aside. "Come in." He didn't. He stood there, one hand on the frame, the other in his pocket. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" I met his eyes. Yes. We stared at each other. The silence stretched until he broke it. "She told me you'd understand. That you'd let her go." Let her go. I almost laughed. She was never mine to keep, Mark. But neither were the millions you just lost. He flinched just enough for me to see it. Then he turned and walked away without another word. That night, Emily showed up. Her knock was faster, almost frantic. She didn't wait for me to answer, she pushed past me the moment I opened the door. "What the hell did you do?" Her eyes were wild. The diamond ring I had bought her caught the light as her hands moved. "You mean besides funding your degree and paying for your party? Or maybe you mean selling my stake in your boyfriend's company?" Her lips parted, but no words came. She tried again. "Mark's ruined." "I didn't ruin him, Emily." "He did. I just stopped holding up the part of the sky I owned." She paced, hair falling into her face. "You can't just." "I can, and I did." For a moment, she looked small. Not the woman in the graduation photos, glowing and triumphant, but someone stripped of every safety net she had quietly taken for granted. Then the anger came back. "You'll regret this." I stepped closer. My voice didn't rise. "I regret you." She froze. Maybe it was the first time she had heard me say anything that final. I opened the door. "Leave the key on the table when you go." She didn't argue. In the weeks that followed, the fallout was surgical. Mark's firm distanced itself from him. The ethics committee began looking into the sudden sponsorship of a junior employee's education. Rivers and Company bled clients until it filed for bankruptcy. Emily moved back in with her parents. Last I heard, she was applying for public defender positions. Still licensed, but no longer the golden graduate with a silver spoon backer. I didn't block her online. I wanted her to see the photos I posted. Not of new lovers, but of new ventures, investments, and a yacht I named Recourse. Sometimes revenge doesn't need shouting. It needs precision. Looking back, the betrayal wasn't the party. It wasn't the affair. It was the assumption that I'd keep paying for the life she lived without me. That I'd stay in my lane, silent, generous, disposable. I'm not a man who shouts. I'm a man who signs papers, cancels payments, transfers funds, and when I walk away, I don't look back.